The Batman has made 600 million at the box office, and some people aren't really happy with that number. More right after this. What is happening, Gothamites? Welcome back to the O1 channel, and today we're talking about the box office run so far of the Batman. Now, the movie, just so you know, is not a failure by any means. I mean, 600 million in a couple weeks is not bad. But people thinking that the movie's going to make $1 billion, well, you're kind of off. Personally, I think the movie's going to make around probably 850. Maybe that's a rough estimate that it could do. I know that things are slowing down. They did not have a very good run in China. And of course, you have to remember that there's an exclusive agreement between the theater run and HBO Max. Now, if you didn't know this or not, the Batman will be leaving theaters after 45 days, and you'll only be able to find it on HBO Max. Whereas Spider-Man No Way Home actually was in theaters for over 90 days. So it was able to make over $1.8 billion, I believe. So like 800 million domestically, meaning in the US, and then about $1 billion out worldwide. So right now, because of the China performance, which was very bad, there's a lot of different COVID restrictions for the Batman currently. China's being hit again with COVID pretty bad. So they have new rules in place for theaters, which is really impacting not just Batman, but other movies as well. So China is not going to be a big breakaway hit this time around for a Warner Brothers movie the way it was for Aquaman. So China's numbers are very, very, very low. Some of the lowest that we've seen, actually. So that's kind of sad. But, of course, Spider-Man did very well overseas, and the Batman is just not running into a lot of luck with that. But there are people that I don't really understand why they're trying to say, well, this is because we didn't get Ben Affleck's version, or this is because of whatever. But the biggest thing that I want to say against the naysayers, especially people saying, see, it's not as good as Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man's No Way Home promotion that happened like online with different people on Twitter and leaking and scooping stuff, they built up hype that the Batman could never, ever achieve. There was nothing quite like the marketing or lack of marketing of No Way Home that was essentially spearheaded by fans, leaking things about the fact that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire would be in it. Would they be in it? Would they not? YouTube videos going up every week, like either debunking the rumors that they were going to be in it. Andrew Garfield was photoshopped. Andrew Garfield is a werewolf. Tobey Maguire was spotted doing this and that. I mean, you can't match that. Also, another reason why the Spider-Man movie made 1.8 billion, like right around Avengers numbers, is you had 3 Spider-Men in one movie. In this movie, you just have Robert Pattinson. That's it. And Catwoman and Commissioner Gordon and a Riddler that is a hit or miss. It's like 50-50 with the public. So it's not going to be like that well-received movie that people were waiting for. They wanted to see, the general audience thing with Deathstroke and Batman. That was what a lot of people were anticipating because, like it or not, Ben Affleck's Batman was the best parts of Justice League and of the BVS movie. Some could even argue his little bit parts in the Suicide Squad made the movie more interesting to watch. And apparently he had a lot of his stuff cut from that. So, I mean, you can't really, match that kind of, I guess, magic that Ben Affleck had as Batman. Like, he really puts people in the seats. And Robert's just starting out. Robert is going to do a lot with the Batman franchise going forward. And just like Batman Begins was not a major hit, like out of the park, the Batman sequel will be. They're going to pull off all the stops. We're going to see what Matt Reeves has because he's going to continue to build up his universe with the Penguin and Arkham series, which will officially debut on HBO Max. And again, people need to lower their expectations box office-wise because the movie is only allowed 45 days in the theaters. After 45 days, it has to go on HBO Max. That was the deal. So the theatrical run of the Batman is going to be much smaller in comparison to Spider-Man No Way Home. Is it possible the movie could have made $1 billion if it was allowed to be in theaters for 90 days? Maybe, but reception for the film keeps dying down. Like, a lot of people are more excited in the prospects of the Doctor Strange movie because, again, the hype machine of the internet is just going crazy. People are talking about, is Tom Cruise going to be in the movie? Patrick Stewart? Is Hugh Jackman going to show up? Are we going to see Deadpool? Are we going to see all this other stuff? And with the Batman, people, already knew what they were getting. Some people were kind of off-put by the race swapping. It is what it is. Some people were not really cool with the idea of the Riddler looking like the Zodiac Killer. So, I mean, sometimes when you take artistic risks, you're not really going to win big at the box office. However, there is some things to consider, though, too. I do say that The Batman is a success because of the movie's budget, how much they spent in marketing, and I think that they are probably easily, after their 45-day run in theaters, they're going to make back what they spent on the movie, and they're going to make back the marketing. And that is a good thing. I believe the film only cost around $200 million for them to make. There's a lot of practical effects as opposed to CGI, so there's really not a lot of computer stuff, which is very expensive. The film was shot with a budget. The actors cut was not as high for as a franchise continues to go. Batman Begins was very cost effective, but The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises were much higher for salary wise for the actors because they had something they established, they built it up. Same thing's going to happen with Robert Pattinson's Batman. He's just going to continue to reach higher and higher heights as he goes on. For his first outing, I would say that he definitely, hit it out of the park. He did a great job. But, I mean, going up against Spider-Man, it's not really fair to compare those type of movies because it's a different experience. You would want to be if there was a Batman multiverse movie, that's where you would want to make the comparison when that movie doesn't do as well. And no, I don't see The Flash making $1 billion. I doubt it. I would say that it would probably make around the same amount, if not maybe a little bit more than BVS did. It's going to take time for Warner Brothers to build up those really big hits. It's not the Harry Potter stuff. It's not Lord of the Rings. It's not really going to edge into that territory yet. If it has time to build up the way that Marvel did, and again, those 3 Spider-Man in the movie, sorry for the spoilers, is really what pushed that movie over the edge. Because it was the anticipation of going to the theaters the first week and knowing if they were in it or not. And then once they were officially announced in there, then the real marketing for the movie began, and more people around the world went to go see it because, they saw their Spider-Man, whether it was Tobey Maguire for my generation or it was Andrew Garfield. If you had a Batman movie where you had Michael Keaton and Bale and Ben Affleck and Robert Pattinson all in the same movie, yeah, you could probably generate a lot of bat hype for it. Are they in it? Are they not? Kind of like what's going on with the Flash movie. But the Flash movie would probably really go into high gear if they got Henry Cavill, which is the rumor, and if they were able to convince Bale to come back. But Bale doesn't want to do it. Bale he's like, we did my run. We did my movies. My movies are done. They're masterpieces. Never again. He's not going to reprise his role for anything. But still, $600 million is not bad for the run that the movie's had so far. And it still has until April 19th. So that's still a couple more weeks. I really see it getting around 800. I know that might be kind of a high estimate, but I think it could do it. And again, I think that, critics saying that the movie's a failure because it didn't make as much as a movie that literally fans of Spider-Man around the world have been waiting for Andrew Garfield to come back, for Tobey Maguire. You can't have the Batman in that same category of film. It's not the same type of superhero film. I would even argue that the Batman movie isn't even really your traditional superhero movie. It's kind of like a detective drama. It's more of a thriller. It's not like a fun superhero popcorn flick. It's a movie that is very artistically done compared to the Spider-Man movie, even though the Spider-Man movie used Raimi vision, as they call it, before actually bringing Sam Raimi in to do the Doctor Strange movie. It was still your typical MCU film. The reason why that movie was pushed to insane heights, almost beating Avengers, had to do with the 3 Spider-Men. If Sony would have kept the movie in the theater more and they didn't have the pandemic to worry about, then the movie easily would have made $2 billion, probably. But yeah, that's basically the box office run so far for the Batman. What do you guys think? Do you think that $600 million is not bad based on the budget of the movie, based on the salaries of the actors, and just what the marketing costs were? Or do you feel that, this is basically where Zack Snyder was all those years ago with Justice League and BVS, like being around that 800, 900 million range and then falling short and just not reaching that billion, and people making fun of it because it was Batman and Superman in the same movie, and Batman was a billion-dollar film on its own, bringing in like a massive audience, and Superman still kind of struggling to find that foothold for his audience to kind of bring in. But, for a new Batman movie with a different actor surrounding all the controversy involved with the movie and some of the casting, I think that Warner Brothers did really well. I think that Matt Reeves is going to have no problems going forward, because Discovery is going to see a lot of potential in this like film universe, and everybody who saw the movie all agrees it's an amazing film. Thanks so much for listening, people. I have a lot to do, so this was just a quick little video, just so you know. There was a lore video for the Riddler based on the Zodiac Killer version from the Batman. This does not have to do with Paul Dano's comic book that he's writing for DC, his graphic novel. This is lore based on his character that appears in the prequel novel that is canon to the movie, and stuff that we learned about his character from the movie itself. So it should be a fun little video. I hope to have it up this weekend, and I hope to have my spoiler Batman video finished soon. Have a good one, people, and I will catch you with hopefully some type of Batman news later this week. If not, I will start releasing Batman shorts on this channel. Little, did you know things, and also some funny things that have originated on this channel like many, many years ago, such as like the Rodimus is Batwoman, Batfox is Iron Man, those type of things. Alfred is Street Fighter murderer, that kind of stuff. As well as, did you know videos. So, just short ones. That way we can kind of revitalize this channel before Gotham Knights. Okay, people, have a wonderful morning, and hopefully I'll see you soon.